Welcome everybody to the Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament. I'm Sinak, and I'm joined here by Tracy M. How are you doing, Tracy?
Doing fantastic. Looking forward to a little bit of spoiler race. I suppose we should explain what the difference between a spoiler race is than the typical Link to the Past, although we know by now a lot of you have seen them.
Oh, indeed. So our runners had about 15 minutes actually to take a look at the spoiler log, plan out a route, get everything ready. They still get to continue to reference it on this. It's a very execution-heavy style of randomizer. That you're going to see some things that you normally don't get to see when you're just seeing a blind run. So I'm looking forward to it.
Up nearly as many container hearts and pieces of heart. So health is going to be at a premium for most of the time. They'll pick up mail upgrades if they're on path, but if they're out of the way, they're not going to get them. Other safeties, just in general, the safeties are going to be off because, unless they're on their way, they're probably not going to pick them up.
Oh, indeed. And a lot of spoiler races is also kind of balancing what you think your skill level is at.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing what you need and what you don't in order to be successful. So
yeah.
We'll have to decide. We'll have to see what each player decides to do.
Yeah, and that might also depend on what you think your opponent's capable of as well. If you're playing against someone that you feel like is better than you, then you maybe take a few more risks. On the other hand, it's like we see Moogle already picking up that piece of heart. dazedcloud says, nope, I don't want that.
Yeah, Dazed is making probably a beeline straight to CAC.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, with Moogle just behind.
And like some of your more standard things that you'll see a lot of times in regular randomizer, they'll check the lumberjack ahead of time. Well, they already know what's there. So if this is an Agassi, we won't know it until they go there. Because if the item's important, they already know.
In fact, we haven't even seen a map check. In fact, we just take the spoiler log. We just already marked that on the tracker for you in advance here. There's our flute, by the way.
That's nice. And I like that that you see them both picking up that chest with bombs. Early on, you want to make sure you route those bombs in because you're going to need them in quite a few places. And we'll activate the flute right away. Guessing the well hasn't... Oh, wait. Moogle's going to go for the well. Let's see what's in here. Interesting. Going out of his way to pick up that 300 rupees could indicate something at Zora. Of course, we also picked up that moon pearl, which is kind of important. Definitely need that. So it may just be that, the rupees are right there, so go ahead and pick them up.
Bottle vendor having a bottle.
Imagine that.
All right, Moogle. Yeah, remembering he needs to activate his flute.
Yep. Yeah, almost doing the classic. I have the item. Oh yeah, I also have to activate it. When I play and it's like there's an item that I know where it is, I have that bad habit of forgetting to go pick it up and just thinking you have it. I kind of think the flute is the same idea there. dazedcloud went into the sick kid. Must have been a muscle memory thing because didn't actually check it.
Yeah, I suspect that bottle may have just been a safety. Which, I mean, right now you just have no magic, so that could just be a way to get a full magic bar.
Yeah, it's
necessary here.
It's a nice safety. You can, they have a flute, so they can easily get over there to buy more bottles if they want. And it looks like we do have something on the race game since both runners are going for it.
This is we're 3 minutes in. It's pretty neck and neck right now, but you still have a whole lot of spoiler race to go.
Yeah, those are important. Gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, early on it looks like Moogle's routing in a few extra safeties. And is not that far behind in doing so.
Dazed, realizing I want 7, not 8. There you go.
Now let's see what's here. It is a mitt.
There's our Dark World access.
Yep. Less than 4 minutes in. Actually, that'd be pretty quick Dark World access regardless, if you do the standard route CAC to South Shore. But in Spoiler, we skip all the extraneous chests, so we get there much quicker.
Fake flipper. With that Moon Pearl, is there something on... There probably is something at Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They don't have enough money for Zora, and they have to do extra shenanigans if they want to get what's on Zora Ledge. But this one's a pretty easy check if you have the Moon Pearl. And there's that magic refill. And he's gonna dump the bottle in. I forget what was in here.
So the
Free
spoiler
bed
log.
potion.
Yeah, so the spoiler log will tell you what that is, so you'll know if it's worth your while. And it's the first divergence here.
Yeah, interesting. The book looks like that's going to lead us to something. Probably have to go to desert earlier, perhaps. Maybe the mirror's in desert? I don't know. Or maybe there's something on a tablet. Although the mirror might not actually show up now that I think about it. We do have a Swamp Palace pendant here. And dazedcloud going in the back of Escape while mooglecharm getting a sword in the Mire Shed.
And that was a heart container for Moogle.
And that half magic is nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moogle's picked up enough pieces of heart to get another full heart there. Sometimes those heart containers are hard to route, so maybe just, find 4 heart pieces. And if you're really good, you could time them so that 4th piece of heart comes at the right time. Looks like Moogle's also going to pick up that half magic over here.
Now we're going to see our Dark World. Yeah, the half magic, even though, yeah, you had to go a little bit out of your way for it, the half magic can really pay off. Like, it grants you just so much room for error and flexibility.
Yeah, and Back of Escape, not a bad location for it. And the fact that they both picked up those 50 rupees leads me to believe that they're going to be spending some money on something. dazedcloud picking up a heart container. That was pretty free at the C-shaped house. Not going into Thieves Town yet, though. Of course, dazedcloud hasn't picked up his first sword.
Digging game. So this is gonna be 9 digs. Don't ask me how I know that.
Lucky guess.
Yeah, no, 9 digs.
Huh.
Predicted. So yeah, the spoiler log will tell you the number of digs for the digging game, which can be pretty helpful, especially if you know it's gonna be like 30 digs.
Yeah.
It's just a safety item. You may decide just to skip it just based off of that. Or when you route your digging, you could end up in a situation where you strategically place your digs so that 30th dig lands the item right where you want it to get out of there quick.
A 9 dig fairy in a bottle is not bad. I don't know that dazedcloud goes after that if it's like a 30 dig fairy in a bottle.
Exactly.
And there's our fire rod and hype cave. And quake, which we do need for Mire.
Yep.
And some extra heart safety. And dazedcloud picking up a couple of the hearts. Gonna just get the big container heart.
Daze is just foregoing all the heart pieces. Just doesn't care about them.
Okay, let's see where they go to next. Moogle going back over towards Kakariko. This might be the Thieves Town and/or, Thieves Town and/or Skull Woods. dazedcloud looks like gonna go pick up his sword over at the Mire Shed.
Now I think I have a good idea why they probably grabbed that half magic. Skull Woods is a lot easier to deal with half magic.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're only on fighter or sword. The fewer times you have to go after Mothula with the fighter sword, the better. The more magic you have to.
The moth fight, you can use the fire rod. It's about this. It's the same damage as a master sword, if I'm not mistaken. So better than the fighter sword. So having that half magic is really nice. Plus, just getting over there. They don't have a lamp to light the torches. They have to use the fire rod, so they can't conserve magic that way. So having that extra half magic is really good.
So, question to chat: why is it called Mire Shed? Called Mire Shed because it's next to Misery Mire, and looks like a shed.
Yeah, I would. I guess pretty reasonable.
I mean, it's just kind of what we've called it over the years. Sounds better than the Swamp of Sorrows, like cave. That's a bit more of a mouthful.
Okay, looks like there's something in the bridge chest over here. Oh, a hammer. Nice. Unfortunately, no mirror, and yeah, I mean, blue mail, 6 hearts, you could death warp, but maybe he wants to conserve that health.
I mean, if you have a full health bar right now.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, Moogle is definitely not going to want to do that. For reasons.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's a good call not to death warp there. Moth fight, like you said, fighter sword. Fire rod will make it better, but yeah, that's going to be a rough one.
So I'll say dazedcloud has the benefit of that fairy in a bottle right now.
Yep. Moogle's got the red potion, if I'm not mistaken. The fairy, usually I think the potions are better, but with only 6 hearts, the fairy's going to fill you up all the way. And the potion's not going to be as good because you have to actually pop it. So you have to, so you get 1 less heart out of it, essentially.
On top of that, you have to make like a judgment call of whether or not
you
want to actually use it. And then ultimately use it and then not need it, but then you're like, that's a pretty clean fight for Mothula.
And get some flippers out of it. Which we might not even need if we never go into Swamp Palace. Obviously, logically, we need them for Ice Palace. And without a mirror, Moogle's gonna have to walk all the way back to the Thieves Town area. I'm gonna assume that's where he's gonna head next. dazedcloud into the Mothula fight.
Being very careful to make sure that these fire rod shots actually connect and count. If Mothula is over spikes, it doesn't count. You can typically tell because Mothula won't like start flashing. If it was like a... Alright, no.
Got a fairy. There's a fairy there. Okay, and didn't use it.
There we go. Claims flippers. There we go. So I'll say this seed's been pretty generous on the full heart containers.
Yeah. I've definitely seen some of these spoiler seeds where the runners have to go way out of their way if they want to get any kind of heart containers.
Yeah, in this case, yeah. I'll Also, easy access to blue mail.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Like, it damages. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of deaths this run at this point, if any at all.
Yeah, hookshot at hammer pegs. I figured that had to be something good since doing hammer pegs without boots is slow and annoying. And that's putting it kindly. There are other words I could use to describe that, but we won't use those here. But still not going into Thieves Town, so. Unless, where are we going now? Where are we going, Moogle? Oh, going up to the mountain. So I'm guessing something on East Death Mountain? Maybe even in Dark Death Mountain? Or this could just be the Hera play, but I got a feeling there's going to be something else here.
I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of value over here at this point. Like, even in like a blind run, it's almost all open to you after you get this equipment. Not reaching for bombs.
Okay, nothing at this part of Paradise. I hesitate to go one the top and one the bottom. Let's see what's in this part. The five chest part versus the 2 chest part.
Yeah, that's usually how I refer to it when I'm doing a spoiler race. It's like my notes, I'll just say the 5 chest. It's a lot easier to to think through.
Oh, nice red mail. That's all we're getting. It's all we're getting out of there. Okay. But if we're going to Hera anyway, and you have to go up this way anyway, it's not that far out of the way. dazedcloud gonna go ahead and do Thieves Town. And picked up another rupee pack. That's either I still need more money for something, or just like a muscle memory. Thieves Town's really hard, I find, to not pick up chests, even if you know you don't need to grab them. Because it's just, you never go mode Thieves Town. That's like almost not a thing at all.
Big key. That was the compass chest. And
that's the important one.
Nice.
Won't need that for a little bit, but definitely need to have that to finish the game.
Tamaria has been voted Item of the Year 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017.
Well, 2020 in particular, because of the new icebreaker and the new, especially icebreaker, but also diver down. Ice Palace is a whole new dungeon with icebreaker. Mirror in Hookshot Cave. That's a really nasty place to put a mirror in a regular seed. Looks like there's also something in Super Bunny. I kind of like dazedcloud going into Thieves Town right away, assuming that there's nothing there. I mean, there isn't a whole lot that makes this much faster, except boots, and no idea where those are. Moogle will have a Master Sword when he goes there, but that's not a huge difference either in Thieves. Okay, where is Moogle going now? It feels like a swamp play.
Swamp.
Yep.
My favorite dungeon in spoiler races. It's normally like your worst, right? But you know what? It's like everybody hates left side swamp, but you know what? In spoiler races, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Yep, you don't have to think about whether to do it or not, or whether to leave it behind.
So, to kind of get people up to speed that may just be joining us, this is the 2nd season of the Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament, our runners had 15 minutes prior to this race starting, and I put that in, to study the spoiler log, take a look at it, figure out how they're going to tackle the seed, and then now they're executing on their plans. They can continue to look at the log while they're playing.
Yeah, every once in a while you'll actually see the runners stop for a second to check something out. Not unusual in spoiler log. Moogle picking up the big key, so I wonder what's in the big chest. In Swamp House being one of those dungeons you actually don't need the big key, in or out of logic.
Now I'm excited. What's in the big chest? Oh my goodness.
Gotta be something. Okay, dazedcloud finishing up Thievestown, taking a 1 crystal to none lead. mooglecharm has, however, picked up a whole lot of stuff that dazedcloud has not gotten yet. We'll see which pays out more.
I mean, like, I don't see it being like a health safety at this point. Both of our runners, especially Moogle, has enough hearts.
Yep.
That I'm sure Moogle's pretty comfortable right now, especially with red mail.
Yo, absolutely. A shovel. Ooh. That's just disgusting.
Oh my.
A required shovel. This is where you say,
swamp.
Thank you for being a spoiler race so I can look that up, because I'm telling you that is a last location of last locations in a normal race. It's like something's also on the Bombos tablet. A much better location for something. And an ice rod, okay.
Digs. The plot thickens.
I really want to see what's in this dig spot now.
Well, I think we're going to be seeing that.
Yep. Looks like that's where Moogle's headed. Meanwhile, dazedcloud going to pick up the stuff that Moogle's already gotten over at the Dark Death Mountain area. Looks like dazedcloud not going to pick up that red mail, though.
Oh, this is clearly going to be something required. You don't go out of your way
to
swamp for some help. I wouldn't even do it for like silvers.
Okay, boots. Yep. Which we don't know for sure is required, but boots is possibly the only non-required item that I might go out of my way for. Now, it might be required. We don't know.
Yeah, like a boots lock desert?
It could be. Desert is a crystal.
Like that's a lot of time investment for boots if you don't actually need them for the seed, to be honest.
It is.
Like, people tend to overestimate just how much time boots saves in a non-glitched category.
Yep. Yeah, and to be clear, the glitch categories, they save more time because they help you do the glitches. So.
And even then, like, you usually get the item for free, except no logic, because it's no logic. But all right, aiming for the red mail.
Okay, dazedcloud is gonna get that red mail because unless there's something else in here that's a nice safety that Moogle just skipped.
Yeah, it's gonna pick that. Is out of here.
Now, I will say this for Moogle. Getting the boots early like he did, required or not, if you're going to pick them up, picking them up early is nice.
Yep.
It just speeds up everything as you go. Like, you see the way he's flying through Thievestown. dazedcloud had to walk everywhere.
I would say just by that. So, we need a mirror anyway for Bombos tablet, so... Yep. We don't know much about if dazedcloud's going to grab them, if they were in fact optional.
Yeah, dazedcloud not going for those boots. Maybe they are optional. Maybe dazedcloud's just going to say, you know what? That's too far out of my way. I'm not going to get them.
Yeah, I mean, like, you think that if they were required, he would have probably gone for them.
Now, there is the other possibility. It is not uncommon to misread the spoiler logs. I mean,
True.
it kind of does test your knowledge. Like, do you know what chest is the map chest? Do you know what chest is the compass chest? And if it's not one of those, do you know the description that the spoiler log gives you for that location? And, you know, looking up little things like, hey, where is my big key in Desert Palace? We had a race last week where one runner went way out of his way to pick up the red cane in a seed that had pendants in both Mire and Turtle Rock. The other runner, not realizing that was required because it was on the right side. Fortunately, that runner figured it out. That'd be a big oops, get into GT and find out, wait, I do need that red cane, so. Yeah, chat bringing up a good one, and GT big key on torch. Yeah, I mean, those are things you want to look for.
Yep.
In the meantime, dazedcloud in pendant pod, so there's going to be something here.
Grabbing a key. Just to go straight to the big key chest.
Okay.
Maybe? Yeah, big key chest on.
This has got to have something that's needed. It could be the big key, or it could just be, an item. It's definitely not a small.
When was the last time you ever saw, like, big key chest have anything useful in it?
Well,
it's been a while. But I'll tell you, that was pretty useful.
That's useful, yep. Not getting into Turtle Rock without that ether, not this seed. Yeah, so often that's key for a key.
Pendant pod always has progression. True.
It does feel that way sometimes.
So if you think about it, right, there's a lot of chest locations.
Yep.
The entry requirements are fairly low. The bar isn't very high on that.
Yeah.
So if this is like a blind run, that would have probably been a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, and the other thing about pod is it often comes up as the thing you can check after an AGA play. Now, granted, that's not the case here. We didn't have an AGA seed, but it's not unusual to get out of that AGA play and be like, okay, I can go to catfish, I can go to pod. Sometimes you can't even go to catfish.
So, first going... Moogle did decide to go for that fairy in a bottle.
Interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so this is the ice rod. dazedcloud is going to go ahead and abandon that portal.
Is Mire play?
Mire?
Oh, nope, because fluting away. I mean, because can do Mire and desert unless the boots are needed. It looks like this may be the swamp play for dazedcloud to get those boots.
Yeah. Should I reveal the news?
Sure.
Yeah, those boots are definitely required.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at the spoiler log at all, so.
Those boots are certainly required. I won't say why, but I'll say that they're required.
Oh boy.
Maybe
I have some theories about that.
Maybe I'm hyping things up too much. I tend to do that.
Looks like Moogle's gonna go get his ether. Okay, so now here's a really interesting one. Eastern and Pod, both pendants. Do you think either one of these guys is gonna forego picking up the bow and try and do a mimic clip instead?
Potentially. I'm not sure like what their knowledge level on either glitch is. I'll have to see on that one.
I mean, it's definitely something I would think about if I had that skill. Okay, Moogle gonna go ahead and get that ether. dazedcloud gonna go ahead and get that shovel to get those boots. Okay, so let's see where Moogle goes next. Yeah, gotta mirror before you use that flute. Can't say I haven't ever made that mistake though.
Oh, ever just pushed Y in the dark world while you have your flute out, just to play music for the crowd?
There you go.
No, get the blood pumping there. Okay. Ice
Palace.
Ice. All right, so we got mooglecharm going to Ice Palace. dazedcloud is going to go ahead and do this dip into swamp.
Gets that shovel and mirrors on out.
Out of there. Now
walking over to the dig spot.
Well, wait. Mimic clips can be, if you haven't practiced them, they can be pretty hard to execute. So, yeah, I'll have to see how both of these players handle that if they decide to go for the bow.
I mean, really, in the end, part of it is where is that bow?
Exactly.
I mean, it could be that we have two bows in GT in the basement. That is possible, since we do have those pendants.
I don't know. If that happened, I'd be accused of making him a Plando or something. So.
Okay, dazedcloud making the desert play. Looks like a desert rider combo.
Yeah, Moogle showing us off icebreaker. Pretty well executed one too.
Yep, there we go. Big key on the torch. Boots 100% required.
Yeah, maybe I made it a bit more dramatic than it needed to be.
I was thinking big key on the other torch, but you know.
Oh no, we don't know yet. I only looked at one location.
Ah.
That's probably why they had to grab him though. So we're a little over 30 minutes into this race. Both of our runners are fairly... They're kind of doing different things right now, but they've been they've been going like in separate directions and then swapping each other's places and then coming back together a little bit. So we really don't know who's kind of ahead. It's kind of hard to tell, but they both have pretty much... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Moogle not quite getting those cold stare puffs into the corner there. It's gonna make this fight harder.
Has no more magic. Gonna have to... Has red mail, so these cold stare puffs aren't gonna be nearly as dangerous.
I think he still has a red potion and a fairy, so I mean he's pretty safe at this point. Just kind of more of a slow fight than anything else.
It's like this is more of a seed that tests your ability just to go fast in general, not necessarily how to stay alive.
Yeah.
So there's like kind of two extremes, right, in spoiler race seeds and how you play them. This is definitely more. Oh, bow. Huh?
There you go. Well, no, yep. Guaranteed bow.
Yeah. So yeah, this sits more on the spectrum of, you're fairly safe. You just have to execute well to be faster than your opponent.
I need to really wonder where these other swords are. We're still only on Master Sword. And we're like mooglecharm going into Mire, which is a really nice place to have more than a Master Sword, having already just done Ice, which is also a really nice place to have more than Master Sword. So,
an interesting decision that's being made here is Moogle is going into Mire without grabbing the bow. That's going to make Vitreous a little more difficult in phase 2 because you're not going to have access to those arrows. But
yeah, I think dazedcloud probably did Desert first just because of that bow. I think that makes a lot of sense.
At the same time, though, like Moogle, all Moogle's going to have to do is beat this dungeon, mirror, go straight into and just go straight into Desert and then do the thing there.
And we really just want to be able to combo these two dungeons as much as you can. And knowing where the big key is for this is going to be much nicer.
Yeah, still a key.
Yeah, I think dazedcloud was thinking, oh, I could just go to the left side. Wait, I need a key from somewhere. Misery Mire is full of keys. 3 to be precise in chess. And everything's really far apart. It's not one of the easier dungeons to route for sure.
I think this is probably in the map chest. Yep. I think it's a map chest.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's nothing else in this dungeon because looks like Moogle's just gonna go straight to the back now.
So both of our runners also do not have lamp. Might contributed to why they got red mail.
Yeah.
Being able to tank more damage going through these dark rooms is going to be nice.
Yeah, this first dark room in particular is one of the harder dark rooms of the game. Okay, looks like Moogle's got it.
All right, on to room number 3. Is that 1.5 hearts?
It's gonna go ahead and use that potion.
Yep. There you go. Sword. There we go. And is out of danger. There we go. And we have the switch on dazedcloud's side.
Yeah, right now we just see a whole lot of darkness.
There we go. So dazedcloud, so mooglecharm is gonna be the first one to get to Vidi. Does not have bow, so this is gonna be a little more difficult of a fight. So we're gonna throw a few bombs here to kind of soften up these eyeballs.
Yep, I like that strat. Because the bombs don't do a ton of damage, but they do a nice area of effect damage.
Now, dazedcloud also only has 10 arrows, so can only really use 2 of them. Like, if he had a full quiver, this might be a bit better situation.
Yeah, dazedcloud also using bomb strats.
Resource management is a big deal in spoiler races.
Yeah, especially when you think about it, a normal race, you're hitting chests all the time, where you're like, oh, bombs, oh, arrows, I don't need bombs, I don't need arrows. But now that you're skipping them, you don't have them as much. You have to actually, sometimes you have to actually go out of your way to find them.
So, Moogle is down to 4 eyeballs. Three and 1, 2 and 1, 1 and 1. dazedcloud making up some groundwork here. It's going to have a much easier phase 2 as well.
Yeah, Moogle using that hammer.
It's
That's
gonna.
not an easy way to do it.
Yeah. Especially on a heart and a half. Does have fairy though, but this is gonna be a little tight.
There it is. Okay.
And there we go.
So dazedcloud finishing the fight just a little bit faster.
Yeah. I guess like the difference here is that dazedcloud has to do Ice Palace, whereas mooglecharm has already done Ice Palace and needs to do Desert. And
Yep.
Ice Palace is going to be a longer dungeon to deal with, even with Icebreaker.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm guessing we're going to do the scenario of do Turtle Rock and then do Hera last. So rarely you get to do Hera last in a randomizer, but in Spoiler Log, that actually isn't uncommon.
Pretty much the meta, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, at this point they have all the items that they need, so I mean anything else is just added bonus. I mean another sword would be nice for sure, but they've already done the hardest dark room in Misery Mire. The Turtle Rock dark room isn't that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point you're probably not going to see Lamp.
No, unless it's on a boss.
Yeah, unless it's on a boss or like literally one like the next chest over or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd probably grab it or along the way.
And when I say on a boss, it would have to be on Moldorm because obviously TR having a dark room can't have a lamp on Trinex. And we've seen the other boss items. I still wonder if there's any... I'm guessing there's just no swords out there to be had. Unless they're in Turtle Rock or in GT.
I mean, I wouldn't write off a Master Sword. I wouldn't write off a Master Sword Silverless happening, but they're probably...
Would not surprise me.
Yeah.
And it just depends on how far out of the way those swords are, how far out of the way those silvers are.
We'll have to see here. Alright. So, dazedcloud is going to also go for the Breaker of Ice.
Oh, Moogle missing one fire rod shot, not quite getting that one round. Gets his bow.
So right now, mooglecharm has, I would say, probably the lead at this point.
Yeah.
But dazedcloud is still just a little bit behind. Things can happen. But yeah.
Like picking the wrong thing out of your menu. That's not too much of a bad thing, but it happens.
Yeah. Seconds add up, yo. Alright, so Moogle going for
Going for that blue potion. Yeah, that could be an indicator of a Master Sword Ganon. Master Sword Silverless, we'll see. Looks like he wants something else here too.
Bombs.
Yeah.
Completely out. So actually, all of this fetching right now is actually giving dazedcloud some time to catch up.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize dazedcloud stopped in. Notice how dazedcloud has 15 bombs and 35 arrows. He must have stopped in the in that fairy cave that's in the Light World portion of Ice Palace and gotten a few upgrades. Because as of what was it? I think B29 was the last version that had the upgrades available as items. So now, if you want them, you have to buy them.
There we go. Cold Stare is down on dazedcloud's side. We'll get a beat here on the time difference once Moogle enters Turtle Rock.
Oh, and gets dead rocked.
Rock.
Oh. Okay, there we go.
we'll get a time index on the TR entry.
$43.43. That's easy.
43. Yeah.
And dazedcloud about to open up this portal and open up Turtle Rock. Moogle taking this nice and slow with no safety items. 44.35, I'd say. So just under 50 seconds. 48 seconds. No, 52 seconds behind, yeah. So definitely could be made up, you know, if Moogle makes any kind of mistake here. Definitely not. It's a lead, but it's not a. It's definitely not insurmountable.
Yeah, this is just going to continue to be the execution battle. Key? Yeah, small key.
Gonna need to grab this key here.
Oh, stealing that key can set up a situation where you can just skip laser bridge, which is always a good thing to do.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting here because he can choose to go through either one of these doors. He's going to go this way. Depending on the small key layout, sometimes going and getting the small key out of the big chest could allow you to avoid laser bridge. Or you might just choose to do laser bridge. Depends on what's over here in this crystal roller room. Okay, so no key in the crystal roller room, so we are going to do laser bridge. And first we got to do this bridge maze in the dark. This is not too bad. The nice thing about this area is you can just hold the direction buttons. So basically what you want to do is hold the direction buttons long enough for it to change those directions. You can kind of see which way you're going based on the swinging fire bars. And then just hold the new direction after the right amount of time. Not something you should be trying until you've done it that way with the lights on. But once you've done it a few times like that with the lights on, it's not too bad with the lights off. Moogle decided to get an extra heart container, ends up losing 2 hearts to the trouble, but those hearts will also be available when he fights Ganon and goes through Ganon's tower. Having a little bit of trouble with the execution here. Yeah, and no powder. My favorite safety being that powder, and we don't have it.
dazedcloud, I think, might be lost.
That's rough. I haven't tested this thoroughly, but I feel like if you get lost, you can actually just hold up. Okay, gets through and get back to the beginning, but
So, dazedcloud's going to need to be careful here. Might just
Oh no!
Yep,
Okay,
so there's our fairy.
There's our fairy gone.
Moogle is on 1 heart. Still has a fairy as well, I think. So
Yeah, I think a fairy and a blue. Showing off the Trinux with Master Sword is not fun. Another reason why they might have picked up the half magic earlier. Moogle looks like he's setting up for the double spin and gets it. And switching to the hammer.
there we go.
Also, shoutouts to the super slow heart beat there. I like that.
Quarter heart speed.
And another heart container there. for a spoiler, see, this has been very generous for the heart container locations.
So sword up at 49, 48.
Nice use of the hook shot to use those iframes to avoid the Lionels there. You cannot run into them with the Master Sword. I feel like mooglecharm was running past there expecting the crystals to start circling, and then, oh wait, still gotta do Hera. We'll see if we see any Hera pots here.
So, yep, we got 40 seconds. Is what we're looking at right now. Alright. Hera pot.
This is definitely a situation where you want to be able to do this trick. Definitely saves time. You're not picking up anything. You just want to go straight to the boss. So whatever's in the big chest, we don't care. Also get a nice free refill from the fairies. Oh, Moogle, no! Oh, that hurts. If dazedcloud can execute this Hera pot, he's gonna be ahead.
That's actually the time dazedcloud needed.
Yeah, that was the mistake he needed to catch up here.
Ladies and gents, it's got really close. And down goes Moldorm for both players. We're probably looking at like less than 20 seconds now. Alright, so 09 for the sword up. And 15, 6 seconds.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you, like, the seed had like a few twists in it. So for them to be just this close to each other right now is just
amazing.
mind-blowing.
You know, and
awesome.
their routing was quite different too.
Indeed, like, yeah, there were some different decisions to be made here, but ultimately it kind of leads to the same place.
Okay, seeing some guesses in chat. Yeah, obviously we're not we're not guessing numbers, just locations.
Even like, I don't even remember like if it's on Armos, if going left or right's faster.
Yeah, I'm you know, it might almost be personal preference. Like even if it's faster going right, most runners are so used to going left to get there that just, you know, that going right it is a little bit hard. But it's in the Stalfos room, so we don't even have to worry about that. dazedcloud. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. mooglecharm's going to go ahead and go up. dazedcloud is looking for something else. There's got to be either silvers or a tempered sword that he wants. Whereas mooglecharm just says, you know what? I'm doing Master Sword silverless. And we'll get a pretty good look at just how much time dazedcloud is going to save with whichever of the two items. I just don't know. Is it going to be silvers? Is it going to be a tempered sword? I feel like tempered sword might actually be. Well, no, I mean we're talking Master Sword silverless. I think either one's going to be a nice time save, but is it worth the amount of time he's taking to go pick it up? And that I don't know. It just depends on how good you are at that Master Sword silverless, I suppose.
I think like the rule of thumb is 1 minute, but
Okay.
with silverless, that could be higher. I mean, if you're not, excuse me, without tempered, it could be more than a minute.
It was
So-
silvers. Okay, so we're going Master Sword silvers on dazedcloud side. We're going Master Sword silverless on mooglecharm side, unless there's a sword up at the top of GT.
Yep. That was a fairly large time investment for that,
Yeah,
but that could pay dividends.
it could.
Yeah, you've now avoided having to do like 24 Ganon spins.
You know, and
have-
there are other places that you save time. Like dazedcloud gets to one-shot these mimics. He can do silvers on Landmo 2. Use silvers in the gauntlet. So there are other places to save time with those silvers. It's not just the Ganon fight. The question is, will it be enough for the time investment? And that's the thing we're gonna find out. So once again, no idea who's in the lead.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna spoil something here. So anybody, chat, you want to guess where our last two swords were at? Hint: they're not here in GT. I will say that right now.
I'm gonna guess like deep in Swamp Palace or something.
All right. What was our green pendant again?
Pod. Oh, God.
I hear beeping, by the way.
Yeah, I think Moogle still has that fairy.
Yeah. That's also, yeah, that is something to note here. So,
You know, it's funny enough, like in a non-spoiler situation, I think there's actually a really good chance you end up with that green pendant sword. Because considering where those boots were,
exactly.
you might full clear pod for that green pendant before dipping into swamp to pick up a shovel.
So, also the other sword, what was our 5-6 crystals?
Thieves Town and Turtle Rock. Oh jeez, no one's going back for that. That one would never have gotten picked up.
Yeah, those other two swords are just not happening.
Okay, so where was the lamp that it was so far out of the way? Just out of curiosity.
Lamp? Actually, so lamp actually wasn't that bad. That could have been routed in depending on how you went to Ice Palace. That's the hint.
Ice Rod Cave?
Nope.
Hobo?
No. Hylia Island.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, like, of all the things that... Like, you could have routed it in. Like, Moogle could have probably gone for it, but...
Yeah. So Moogle did pick up a magic cape there. So that could help out with the Master Sword Silverless as well.
So, Moldorm 2... I mean, so far, we haven't really seen a hover seat so far this tournament. Like a legit true blue, like, hook shots is burying a pendant. You're not gonna go do.
Yeah, I know there was one seed in the first week where one player, it was a pennant swamp, and one player did. I don't remember where the hookshot was, but one player went and got it. The other one did hover, but it took long enough to get that hover that it didn't quite finish. It would have finished ahead if he could have gotten the hover, but didn't. Didn't get it fast enough.
So mooglecharm is on Aga 2 right now.
Yeah, dazedcloud making up a lot of time here, and mooglecharm's gonna probably be using that fairy pretty soon.
Yeah, needs to be careful. He really needs to keep that fairy for Ganon at this point.
Yeah, ideally,
yeah. So, alright, Moogle's gonna be fine here. So dazedcloud hot on mooglecharm's heels. The advantage here is that dazedcloud did go out of the way for silver arrows in GT.
I feel like... Yeah, Google did not. I feel like dazedcloud made up some of that time that he lost for getting those silvers on the climb. It may have been, some of it, like I said, some of those rooms are faster with silver arrows.
Alright, Ganon fall at 47.
Hey, gotta use spins here. 12 spins per round, except the third round where it's always 4. And the last round will be 24 instead of what we're used to is 12.
Does dazedcloud still has that blue potion, right? Or not dazedcloud, but
no, Moogle's the one that bought the blue potion, has not used it. Yeah, I don't think ether is what you want here. Gonna use that cape here. I think that makes a lot of sense. That should make this a little bit safer. Even with half magic though, in that blue bottle, he's gonna have to be aware of how much magic he's using.
It's really gonna be a situation where, like, mooglecharm cannot afford to miss torch glitch.
No. dazedcloud starting his Ganon fight.
Spin to win.
Oh.
So there's our fairy.
Oh, that's right. He's got the fairy. And he's going to lose a little bit of time.
So dazedcloud is in phase 3 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Moogle getting that 1 in 4 chance where Ganon, that first warp, Ganon warps right back to where he started. You end up getting the frozen Ganon instead of being able to get a hit off of him. We'll have to use the blue potion now.
Alright.
But this is gonna, I think dazedcloud is gonna take this. I mean, the silver is just gonna be so much faster than this silverless fight here.
Yeah, this is like 24 spins. It's no joke. Alright.
dazedcloud missing the torch glitch, but not that big a deal in this situation.
Alright, here's our first hit. Needs to connect. There's hits
double there.
2 and 3. mooglecharm, I don't know how many spins he has left. dazedcloud needs 1 more silverless hit. Misses. Oh.
Yeah, the way he's lighting the torches, I feel like he's not going to get the full benefit of the longest amount of time there. And ends up getting a silverless hit. Okay, this should do it right here.
There we go. Yeah, those silvers really making a difference there.
know,
And
and there's...
get
Yep,
your
go for it.
GG's in chat for dazedcloud.
dazedcloud finishing up with a official SRL time of 1:18:39. Subtract those 15 minutes off. So that would be 1:03:39. GG to dazedcloud.
Oh, God. I've never been that shaky in my life.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Moogle,
think. No.
Moogle taking a death and has forfeited from the race.
I hate to see that, man. All right, we'll get Moogle in here as well. That was quite the finish there.
See,
Yeah.
I had my... I had my phone here, like just off to the side, so I could every once in a while look and see where he was.
Okay.
And like I could see that I'm not exactly... I am amazed. I think it's my boots, like the boots oops that I made there, where I kind of forgot that I needed them. Looked down and was like, wait, do I need the... Oh, I gotta go to swamp. Gotta go to swamp quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty ugly boots location too. I could see the desire to not do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was like, I just trying to get through this. It was neck and neck, I want to say probably for the entire time. I want to go for like 30... Oh, I want to say about like 30 minutes in, I'm feeling pretty good. And then the boots thing happened. And then all of a sudden I'm going, you just wasted 2 minutes. So, good luck there. You're going to have to like try to get those back somewhere. And oh man, just yeah, I'm still like, I was like shaking at the end there. I just I'm trying to fire those arrows at Ganon, and I'm just like, why is it missing? I'm hitting the wrong button, I'm spinning, and I'm shooting arrows at the torches and stuff, and it's just, oh man, I'm glad it's over. Let's just say that. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, finding out where those other swords were, I could see, yeah, not wanting to go after them for sure. And it looks like we have mooglecharm with us as well.
Hey, GG's.
Yeah, GG to you.
Yeah, GG's Moogle there. Oh man, those swords. God.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were talking about as you were doing your GT climb. I was kind of like just based on like your, like I was commentating most of it blind. It's like just sneak peeking, right? I got to the point where I realized you guys weren't going for your third and fourth sword. So I looked him up and I was like, yeah, that's what's happening.
I mean, we were thinking, ironically, if this were a regular seed, there's a good chance you get over to full clear pod and get that one at the green pendant. Not so likely you get the pyramid fairy one.
I considered the green pendant. I considered it. I don't know. I mean, there wasn't a good way to route that after a point. It was just like, you're either going to go Master Sword or this. And then when I'm in GT, I'm going, there is no way I'm spending 5 minutes doing Master Sword silverless without a lamp and everything else. I'm like, I'm going to go get those things because I think I'll make up the time basically on the climb.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, luckily it was able to.
Yeah,
but,
I think you did
man,
make up some time in the climb, and then, just the end of the Ganon fight just being so much faster. But there are other factors like Moogle had what did we say, like a 50-second lead, give or take a couple of seconds, going into Tower of Hera, and took that nasty fall, the 2-floor center fall didn't help. And
ouch.
gave you and then gave dazedcloud. You took a bit of maybe a 5-6 second lead after that. Then it was okay, going for something because Moogle mirrored it right out. after getting the big key, and you kept on going. I say, okay, is it a sword or is it silvers?
I mean, I think even if it was a sword, it was probably the right play that time.
Mhm.
Just because, like, Master Sword Silverless, it's so slow. I mean, it's 5 minutes from start to finish typically, and you, especially without the lamp, the torch glitch is finicky. I missed it, but like in my head, I also know that if I make one mistake on this thing here, I'm gonna lose. So that's why I was like so nervous there at the end. It was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah, and Moogle, we haven't heard a lot from you. What are your thoughts?
It was a good seed. I was peeking the stream here and there, and I saw I had a lead from early on. And when I went to Mire, I was in the middle of Mire and started to go on tilt a little bit. Like, oh, I should have gotten that bow first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was fighting Vidi, it was just this long slog, and I was getting upset at myself. And then I had a really terrible next fight in Turtle Rock, and it just started to spiral out of control. Then I saw that we were basically tied going into GT. I'm like, there's some reason I was like, there's no way he's just going for the silvers, so I'm gonna get out too. And there's a little bit of a lag on the stream, and then I saw that we split up, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. For whatever reason, I thought that he was just it's gonna take too long to go get him, that he was gonna go up, so I figured I was gonna follow him. We diverged, and from that point on, I was like, I have to play really well, and I didn't have a good climb, and then that Ganon fight was just brutal. That was like one of the worst Master Sword Silverless fights I've had in a long time. I got the torch glitch, but I got hit by a bat that fourth phase 6 times or something. So it was a really fun race.
Definitely one of the closest ones I've seen.
Going through the spoiler log, it was like I was feeling pretty good until it was like, wait a minute, when am I going to get a sword? And I was like, how am I going to get into Mire? Oh, so I have to go to, or not Mire, Skullwoods. Like, okay, so I got to go to Mire Shed at some point. And it was just, it was starting to get confusing towards the end of the 15 minutes. And I started to feel like I was running on the fly a little bit because I knew that it was going to be Master Sword Silverless, and I had to start getting hearts and bottles if I could and thing.
I feel like the seed was pretty kind in terms of where all the heart containers were and able to pretty much route in both mail upgrades. So at least you had that, but yeah, the swords were just not in good places.
I mean, it's either one or the other, right? Either you get a lot of health safeties or you get a lot of offensive safeties. You really, sometimes you get blessed and you get both, and sometimes you get cursed and you get neither. I guess that's just the way it goes, right? I will say, just like a side note here, this is actually the first race I've watched where I was actually legit thinking we'd have to do our VOD review rules and those would kick in because it'd be less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how. So we're not. So in this tournament, we're not just saying 2 seconds is a tie blanket. Instead, if it was a tie, we would basically pull the VODs for both races and compare them and see actually who was faster.
Oh, wow.
So, because nobody wants to tie, especially when there was a clear winner. Mm-hmm. You would rather just declare a winner, but except chat, you guys like to see more races, but in Swiss, we don't have any time for that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Swiss doesn't quite work that way. Although I think Swiss has, in fact, I know it does. Has rules for ties because it was a rather famous tie in a Super Metroid tournament a couple years ago, where it was tie in SRL. So
but yeah, in this case, not the case. But I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, less work for you then, since it didn't quite happen that way.
Yeah, and ultimately we want things to be fair and fun, right? And
Yep,
nobody
absolutely.
likes just to take a tie. Like it's like I spent 2 hours just to get a half a point. You know, it's like.
I mean, at this point, I just take the bot giving me something that's not Master Sword the entire time. I'm just like,
Well-
that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row. It's just like Master Sword to get through it there and stuff. Unless you really want to go out of your way, and I'm just kind of going, oh, come on, just can we just give me all the swords right at the beginning and make this not like painful? No, okay, fair enough.
I will say, like, contrary to popular belief, though, I don't control where the items are placed. So
You don't?
no, I don't. Some people think I do. They want to blame me for it. Well, I'll just
Yeah,
say,
I know that feeling.
that blood is not on my hands.
I've gotten the blame for many a bad Super Metroid randomizer seed. It's not my fault.
Oh, well, guys, I got to get running here. Thank you for the restream. Thank you for everything. GG's again to mooglecharm. I'll catch you guys next week, I guess.
All right, thanks, dazedcloud, and GG's to you too.
GG's. So, I guess this is it for spoiler races for tonight. But, we have more action tomorrow. In fact, we actually have Christos Owen versus Ninban on SpeedGaming 1.
That's a good
tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna be a must watch. Like I'm probably gonna go ahead and pull Twitch up on my phone at work tomorrow just to watch that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at 4:45 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time or Daylight Time. Yeah. And on top of that, we've got Futon and Willard J. Bradley doing the commentary for that one. So 2 Rockstar comms. It's going to be a good time. Everybody needs to watch that match. We've also got Mercer versus T-Stew. I think that's also going to be happening. I would just check out the schedule there. !Spoiler has a link to the schedule. All of those are just reliant on if we get commentary signups, of course. Which, by the way, if you want to be a commentator, check out the Discord. There's a link to the sign-up form. We are still accepting people to help tracking, commentary, either. Like we will take the help. So yeah, just hit up that form. If you want to volunteer, we'll be happy to take you.
Oh yeah. Also, definitely want to put out some shout outs to our tracker, Dark Diplomat. Pushing the buttons behind the scenes. I don't know if it's easier or harder with the spoiler log. I just know I'm bad at tracking, so just glad we have someone else to do it. So definitely big shout outs to Dark Diplomat.
I will say that it's probably neutral. You get access to the spoiler log, so if you miss something, it's not the end of the world. Plus, it's a lot faster. So there's like you're always gonna be probably clicking something because you're always gonna be getting progression. So it's kind of a. Yeah.
Also, make sure you follow these runners, putting their Twitches into the chat there. So just go ahead and click on those. But yeah, also thank you, Sinek, for having me or joining me. I'm not sure which it is, but definitely was a fun one. I'm glad we got to do such a good race.
Oh, I'm glad I clicked the approval button.
That worked really well.
All right, I think we're gonna call this a night here.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, so I have been Sinak, and I've been joined by
Tracy, or Tracy M, if you prefer.
Have a good night.